Welcome to Outlook Television. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Dan Doomshaw. OutlookTV is the queer news magazine show that brings you the hottest queer stories from coast to coast that matter the most.
And right now we are coming to you from World Pride in Toronto.
That's right, the energy is pumping here where the world has come to celebrate Pride.
And our first story, we're going to take you to the Trans March, which Logan covered.
Happy World Pride! Happy Trans Pride!
Why do you think the Trans March is important?
Oh, to show solidarity, to be there, to show where we exist, we're here, you know, it's important, yeah. It's absolutely important.
I think it's important for all of us, to get together and, celebrate and, just reassure that, you're not alone. Like, there's lots of people like you, no matter what. So, yeah.
It's good to, come together in numbers. I like seeing how many people show up.
This is a huge group of people who are marginalized more than probably a lot of the queer community is, and gets a lot less recognition and has a lot less safety. So if I can be here and support some kind of a political space where they are safe, and this is beautiful, and we all support the fact that they have the right to identify however they want to, that feels like family to me.
Sometimes it gets, in the broad spectrum of gay pride, it gets pushed aside a little bit. The gay community is not necessarily always trans-inclusive, so it's nice to see a big amount of people mobilizing to say that yes, it should be.
What's the message behind they exclamation?
That is my pronoun that I use, is they. So I wrote it on the back as well, so that everyone can see my pronoun, so it's they.
I'm inspired more than ever to do more for our community and to keep fighting so that life may become easier for LGBTQ young people, and so that we may eliminate LGBTQ youth homelessness across Canada.
I've been pushing to raise awareness about LGBTQ youth homelessness in Toronto and Canada more broadly. So it's a great honor to receive this award and to see that Pride Toronto actually recognizes that the work to end LGBTQ youth homelessness deserves to be recognized and brought to the forefront of Pride.
It seems like it's all so normal now, which is great.
Yeah, the more people sort of understand that anyone, it can be your neighbor, it can be your sister, it can be your brother, it can be anyone. I really feel like the more normalized it becomes, the more that trans visibility exists, the more that people come to understand that everyone probably knows someone who's trans.
Totally, that's a good point. Just a bunch of normal people going for a walk together.
That's right, absolutely.
World Pride did not completely take place in Toronto. It took place in some outlying areas too, like Niagara Falls.
That's right, the biggest waterfall and one of the wonders of the world was host to a Mr. Gay tour. So of course we had to send Barb Snowgrove to tag along.
Our road trip to Niagara Falls lit up with the Pride colors, starting at the Enniskillen Winery with Mr. Gay World and Mr. Gay Canada.
So we're in the underground cellar with all the aged ice wine, and what better thing to do than to go out into the vineyard, the ice wine vineyard, and actually taste not one ice wine, but 4.
Now, you're also a straight ally.
I am.
With the Travel Gay Canada Board. Tell us what motivated you to get involved.
My motivation behind that was basically becoming involved in a movement where it's not about whether you're gay, whether you're lesbian, whether you're transsexual, whether you're transgender. It doesn't matter. My philosophy, our company's philosophy, is everybody's treated as an equal. And with that said, we don't offer specific LGBT tours. We want the LGBT market to feel comfortable on all of our tours, and we welcome them from all over the world, all races, genders, and transsexual.
And so when they do the hand-blown glass and it falls on the floor, it burns.
There's 143 wineries here in Southern Ontario, which we're very, very proud to call home. And
my God, they're shooting the poor grapes. They're shooting them. Oh, the inhumanity.
It's called Free the Grape.
Free the grape. Save the grape.
No, actually, what they're doing in the background is they're actually using compressed air cannons, and it's actually scaring away the birds, so the birds do not eat the small, minute, new varietals of the grapes.
Oh, just trust me, stick me on a pole out there. They'll be gone. They'll be gone soon enough.
We chose not to use this for ice wine. We chose it to share with people like yourselves today, so that when you're trying the Vidal ice wine, you can taste what that grape would be like if you were here in February. My teaching skills sort of help me present wine to people, and it's been great, and 50 million people later and lots of bottles of wine. So this is my gift for working 40 years. Are you ready? Yeah. They named a vineyard after me.
How cool is that?
How cool is that? I was so ecstatic. Yes, finally, Pratt Vineyard.
So 40 years, how did you get into the industry?
Well, I met Donald Zeraldo, the co-founder, and thought, hey, this is interesting. I know nothing about wine, learned a lot about it, and then you kind of get hooked on it and you want to learn more. So, and the fact that Donald and his partner Carl, they literally started the premium wine business in Canada, and I was there with them and didn't realize that I was actually being part of Canadian wine history.
Before going up to the top of the tower, we had the opportunity to check out Skylon's newest exhibit, the Battle of the Titans Dinosaur Show, which is open until Labor Day. This is Barb Snellgrove for OutlookTV in Niagara Falls, Ontario.
Well, there's a whole bunch of parties going on here in World Pride, but it is not all fun and games.
That's right, the whole world comes to celebrate a safe place to be who you are, and it's not always safe everywhere in the world.
Justin Romanoff knows from first-hand experience. He is a Russian who is seeking asylum here in Canada.
Our reporter Gary met with Justin and found out what it's like to be here at World Pride.
Persecuted as a teenager in Russia, Justin Romanoff is now in Canada. We caught up with him at Toronto's World Pride Street Fair.
And I came to Canada because I want to study here and I want to live in here. But it's very difficult for Russian people came to Canada, because if you want to come to Canada, you should have a lot of money for make a visa. Mom sold her apartment, she paid for visa, she paid for my education, for my homestay, and because of it I'm in Canada. For 99% of the gay teenagers, it's impossible, because in Russia, if you're gay, you cannot work, you cannot study, and of course the people don't have money, the people don't have everything, the people don't have education, they don't have a job because they're gay.
According to reports, he was beaten so badly by his father, he lost vision in his right eye.
When I was 14 years old, I did a coming out, and people started to hate me because I'm gay. They arrested me, police 3 times arrested me, my father beat me, and it was a very hard life. And I never can imagine that I meet these guys, and then I go to the parade, and it's so great happens. It's like fairy tale for me, because I'm very happy, because I meet a lot of gay people. I can be myself. I can dating with a boyfriend or something, and it's very nice for me. I can't believe that I live in here. In Russia, it's totally different, because in Russia, be gay is illegal. If you're gay, and you told be gay it's normal, it's illegal in Russia, and it's totally different. I'm always kicked out from school, I'm always arrested the police because I'm gay.
Tell me how hard it is for LGBT teenagers in Russia.
I know there's some gay teenagers, some gay people who did a suicide in Russia. I know 3 guys between 16 to 20 years old who did a suicide because of they're gay, because it didn't have support in government and the school. If teacher, for example, in Russia supports the gay people, it's illegal. If you told be gay, it's okay, it's illegal. And the gay teenagers don't feel support from government, from school, or from parents. And because of it, many people just did a suicide.
I gather you'd like to become a Canadian citizen.
I want to make a Canadian citizenship. Right now I do a refugee, and I hope after 2 months I have a permanent resident. I think I will have it, because I have a lot of good people in Canada. I have a lot of organizations like SOI in Canada. I have a lot of good friends, and I believe all will be okay for me. And I believe that Canada help for other gay teenagers, because we should save life of Russian gay teenagers. Because if we didn't save the life of Russian gay teenagers, they will die.
This is Gary for Outlook TV.
So it's time for us to take a little break now.
But we'll be back with more stories about World Pride.
And next up, we're going to Family Pride.
This is where families of all different shapes and sizes could come together and celebrate Pride. Gary brings us more.
This is Gary at Family Pride, part of World Pride in Toronto.
We've got readings going on the stage. We have a lovely snack tent and a union station where we have a Via Rail train running around our site. We have 3 inflatables on site this year.
It's the celebration of family diversity within our community. We have lots of community partners, as Kia mentioned, that help us promote that amongst the people in the community that attend.
I have 2 children. One is not really a child anymore. She's 23, and I have a 12-year-old. They're both daughters. My younger child is a habitual camper at 10 Oaks, which is a camp outside of the Ottawa area for LGBTQ kids, either who identify as such or who come from families that identify as such.
I have a partner. We have a son who's 6, almost 7, and our daughter is turning 4 in a few months.
And what do your children enjoy the most about Family Pride?
Ice cream, popsicles. I think they like to see other people, balloons as well. Our son was just asking a few weeks ago when this was all happening, because he likes to come to the park here with the school in the schoolyard and have all the activities here to do.
I'm here to read my children's books to the kids. I'll be reading my book Backwards Day, and I'll also be reading the new book, Is That for a Boy or a Girl?, illustrated by the kids of Toronto World Pride.
It's a great event for families and allow the kids to get together and play and have a good time. So it's about the extent of it there.
Tell us about some of the experiences your boys enjoy the most.
Just being around people. I mean, all the other kids, all the colors and the costumes and the music and the food and just about everything that there is going on down here, the boys enjoy.
It's been fun, great meeting all the people and meeting all the children and engaging with them with our activities. So.
And tell us about what's going on right here.
We have a sand and water table, and then we have some slime and goop for sensory experience, and then a little piano and some tattoos. So trying to keep the kids cool and have fun.
And what's your organization?
We Watch, licensed home childcare.
We literally just arrived, and we've been inside already the bear and learnt about intestines, which was a little bit much. It was like a tent, but it's pretty cool so far. There's like tons of stuff for the kids to do, play area, tents, there's shady patches, so you don't have to be in the sun. It's great.
Many diverse families enjoyed the activities and atmosphere of Family Pride.
And Gorgeous takes us next to A Chorus Queen.
This is a fabulous musical featuring some of the top drag talent in Toronto.
Toronto's top queens in this show: Scarlett Bobo, Fahrenheit, Bunny Le Pen, Divine Darling, just to name a few of them. We've got guest appearances by some of the bigger names out there as well: Stephonda Cox, Brooklyn Heights. You never know which night they're going to appear at. But overall, we've got a great 2-hour show ready to go.
Let me see that. This is it. This is what we've been waiting for. The Moulin Rouge Paris.
The story tells the tale of 3 queens seeking stardom on a bigger stage and leaving their sort of dirty, crummy bar behind them. And as we follow the story, they actually start auditioning for roles at the Moulin Rouge in Paris.
She's dead.
Yes, I play the character Dee Dee, who is the ingenue coming up, kind of a little nervous, doesn't realize her own potential, and trusts her girls to kind of get her through the journey that is the show, and make sure that she gets to the end and see what happens.
It's good, isn't it grand, isn't it great, isn't it swell, isn't it?
Well, I'm playing Veronica in the musical, and I'm one of the older queens between the 3 girls. I'm the one that try to keep them together and make sure that everything is okay with us and try to focus on what is hand, which is going to be like this little audition.
Absolutely amazing. Everybody loved it, and I got these guys.
Absolutely. And what can we expect in tonight's show? We'll be here filming the whole thing. What do we look for?
Tons of amazing men. Yeah. So much fabulous.
Fabulousness
So many
everywhere.
So many
Amazing
things.
feathers,
Great dance. Glitter everywhere.
High kicks.
Most importantly, the entire show is a fundraiser for the Toronto People with AIDS Foundation. All net proceeds are being donated to that charity.
It makes you feel as though you're literally giving back something to the community and supporting something that is very close to a lot of us at home. Whether you're gay, trans, bisexual, whatever the case may be, it's something that we hold dearly close to us that has been an epidemic in our community, and it's just really fun to raise funds for something like that.
With Wesley of Barefoot, and who put this flash mob together?
It's amazing. Barefoot Wine and Bubbly has been a supporter of Pride Toronto since 2010. World Pride 2014, we wanted to make a huge footprint. So me and some of my coworkers thought, what better way than make a Barefoot Wine and Bubbly flash mob?
Now let's get more in depth with Barefoot Wines and their history with Pride with our reporter Jack Fox.
This is all about Barefoot really showing up for Pride and getting people involved in the Pride festivities. So what we're doing here is we're making footprints for everybody. They're doing it with sort of an aquadoodle technology. What's that doing? They get their foot wet, make their footprint, we're taking a digital photo of it. That's getting uploaded onto a Dropbox where our designer is going to digitally create an 800 square foot banner that's going to feature everybody's footprints that will be carrying it in the Pride Parade. So everyone's taking pride in their stride and getting involved, so even if they're not marching in the Pride Parade, they're marching forward.
You guys kind of get around. I hear you are covering and sponsoring, supporting many, many prides. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, the Barefoot Wine will support over 200 prides worldwide, which is really phenomenal. So not only Canada, the United States, Latin America, Asia, and Europe will be at over 200 prides. Our winery is in Modesto in the Great Central Valley of California, so it's halfway between San Francisco and Yosemite. So every direction in California is wine country. It doesn't matter which direction you head, you're going to find wineries very quickly.
I hear you have, is it a new wine, the Barefoot Refresh? Something tasty that's happening for the summer? Is this?
Yeah, our new wine is called Barefoot Refresh, and it's a whole new category of wine that's refreshing. You think about it being between wine and champagne. The wines have a third the CO2 of champagne.
There's some footprints being made here. What are they for?
Yeah, we're creating a banner. Everyone is making great footprints for LGBT civil rights here in Pride. We wanted to really capture that by footprints on our flag. So it's going to be 10 feet by 80 feet. Our 50 barefooters will carry it during the parade on Sunday, the historic parade.
So this is happening right now. How is it possible to get this all done and then march by Sunday?
It's no sleep, I think, would be a good way to do this.
The sun is going down, but the temperature sure hasn't dropped yet.
You know what that means. Time for a break so we can get ice cream!
And now it is time for another history lesson with Dan Doomsha.
That's right, this is Alexander Wood, who was living from 1772 to 1844, a gay pioneer, and the statue is here in the gay village in Toronto, and we think that even Woody's is named after Alexander Wood.
I bet it was. And now we're going to take you to a VIP reception for Interpride.
Alan, I'm really excited to be here with you. You've done a ton of work. Tell me about this.
Well, this year we're producing the World Pride event here in Toronto, and then we go to Madrid for the next World Pride event, and we've got a whole international contingent here. We've done a lot of outreach. I'm so excited that we have people from Uganda and Kenya here, and that's the first time we've had outreach to the African continent.
Wow, and how is this World Pride different than some of the other World Prides?
Well, I'm fortunate to have been all of them. The first one in 2000 was definitely a protest. The second one in Jerusalem,
in
Rome,
right.
because the Pope at that time had denied the LGBT community participation in the millennium with 2,000 years of Jesus Christ. And then in Jerusalem, it was to show the world that the Palestinian community and the Jewish community to work together. Why can't the whole world? And then in London, it was a media blitz because it was right in the middle of the Olympics and the Queen's Jubilee, so we wanted to show the best we can. But Toronto here is special because there are so many rights and so many privileges that people share in Canada that they don't have in the world.
Why Toronto? There's not a lot of human rights issues here as compared to somewhere like Jerusalem or Rome with the Vatican. Why here?
Toronto is one of the largest prides actually in North America. It is also very much a melting pot, and the diversity is just great for World Pride.
There was a human rights conference actually that just finished up today. There were 55 countries that were actually present at that conference. So it was absolutely amazing to see all those different folks coming together, talking about human rights and treating everybody with dignity and respect.
We never stop learning from those who are showing courage in hostile environments, and they have joined us, and that has been one of the most rewarding things of this whole exercise.
Now, does Interpride give out funding or anything like that for prides that are starting up or struggling or hostile?
Yeah, we do. So we have a solidarity fund, which is primarily a mechanism to make small, anywhere from $500 to $1,500 US. So organizations who are producing events in hostile environments across the world. Those organizations that are having a hard time finding funding to produce stuff, this is sort of a gap funding that we try to provide.
Fantastic. So you're making changes in the world?
I sure hope so. Yes, absolutely.
45 years ago, we were throwing pennies at the police in the Stonewall Bar, and now the police are marching with us in our parade. So that's pretty cool. In our lifetimes, we've gone from being criminals and psychopaths to being full citizens and members of society in a way I never dreamed.
In a few days, we're going to hand off the World Pride mantle to Madrid. I'm looking forward to that in many ways. I'll be sorry to have this come to an end as well, but know that when we do that, we are going to hand them an institution and an event, a tradition that is richer for your involvement. Thank you again, and happy World Pride.
Woo! A club called Rhonda held a polysexual party at the Drake.
And we sent our reporter Barb Snellgrove to find out what it means to have a polysexual party.
Hi, it's Barb, OutlookTV at World Pride. One more day. We are at definitely the party to be at this World Pride season. We are at a club called Rhonda, which is a traveling party of sorts. How did you get involved with this?
Well, you know, a club called Rhonda is kind of legendary. They're based in LA. They do parties all over the place. Big building-wide parties for great hotels and clubs. And I mean, you just, yeah, if you like to throw parties.
They found you or you found them?
We found them. Yeah.
Good for you.
This is Rhonda's second party with us. We did Pride 2 years ago with them. It was a legendary event with a horse meat disco playing. It was an incredible party. We did some amazing decor. It's the great thing about Rhonda is they build this immersive environment. So you come in and you experience the party kind of like no other.
Who or what is Rhonda?
Rhonda is a party deity. She is the person that you aim to be whenever you go out at night. She's like been there through all parts of history, through the golden ages of clubbing, to the start of dance music, to today's like revelry that you see here.
So basically me.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Here at the Drake, we made everything very disco, very shiny, very polysexual here. It's everything goes as long as there's glamour.
How can everybody find out about you guys online?
You can go to RhondaInternational.com, Rhonda, RHONDAINTL.com.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for the second Pride episode, but we will be back with more World Pride.
And fortunately, you can catch all of our episodes on YouTube, so check us out there. Like us on Facebook to find out about our next episodes, and follow us on Twitter as well.
And you can join us as a volunteer, because look how much fun we have. You should be a part of it.
For Outlook TV, I'm Dan Doomshaw.
And I'm Rebecca Wyman.
Stay fabulous, world.